Thank you, Marta, for this lovely presentation because I'm a huge fan of Marta's work. So I'm so thrilled to be here talking about things that I like the most, and I hope you also share this interest in artificial intelligence. So today's topic, Vadim talked to me and asked me to talk a little bit statistics about education and AI, and also some facts, and how European is addressing this situation, at least in the member states. So before I pop up into this topic, I would like to share with you one question that is always in my mind and probably inside yours too for some times or times to time. So the question is, first of all, how do I change the slide? Thank you so much. But that question usually is, who am I and what I'm doing here, right? So we don't have time for that, so just let me show you some ideas how artificial intelligence is keep crossing my life in the last few years. So I'm a PhD candidate, as Darius said, in digital media, and my project aims to observe the influence of recommender systems, of course powered by artificial intelligence, on students' mental health between the age of 15 and 25 years old. And the end of the project, I hope to have to keep at first my mental health, that would be good, and also to deliver some policy guides to better understand and to better regulate this kind of technology. Recently, I've also enrolled in this new position of AI adoption and business support at a big communication group and advertisement. So this helps me a lot to understand how other fields are applying these tools and how can we manage to put this into a creative process, which is very interesting. But lastly, I'm also the co-responsible for this group of AI for research and education. And we've been working with lots of different entities like University of Aveiro as well, and also for the General Directorate of Education, where we promote a massive open-line course for AI, for training and education for teachers of the primary school, of the secondary school, and also at the basic levels. And lastly, I'm very proud to be part of this project with the Social Observatory for AI and Digital Data. And if you are interested in this topic, next week we'll be presenting our first report about AI in journalism, which is another area of application. It's really interesting to talk about this. So you're all invited to join us next Tuesday, 28 at Colégio Almada de Negreiros. So having said that, let's serve the main dish. So today's topic, as you know, enough about me. So today's topic is education and artificial intelligence. Marta already told you about education and also about artificial intelligence, but I would like to bring you a different perspective, a little bit more technical perspective of how it works, so you can better understand how this all works and how this impacts your life. So the first thing to understand that AI is a big expression, actually. And sometimes when you refer to AI, we are saying that we can be referring to a domain as a scientific domain of study, but it can also refer to AI as an attribute of a system. So that system behaves or has some skills that act like intelligent, or it shows like it is intelligent. So let's focus on the first part of it, which is domain, and we have this definition of McCarthy in 1955, which says the science and engineering of creating intelligent machines. And this is one possible definition. And if you go to the European Union, you have another possible definition, which is a scientific discipline. AI encompasses various approaches and techniques such as machine learning, automated reasoning, and robotics. As you see, a little bit technical, this definition. And my favorite one is this one, the science that makes machines increasingly distant from humans, and this is from Ernesto Santos, a colleague in Coimbra. So my question to you is, do you have any idea of why he said this kind of idea, he brought this idea? Pop up with ideas if you want.
More advanced than humans.
That's the way. So the thing is, we're trying to do perfect machines, or trying to make this machine perfect, and humans are not perfect at all. So that's why he brought his definition, this perspective, and I think it's lovely to share. So how is the field of study organized currently? Of course, these have some changes across the years. So we have machine learning, reasoning, and also robotics. So let's start with reasoning, which is all the tasks that allow us to transform data into knowledge and inform the decision making. And you have the other part, which is all the techniques, machine learning, where machines learn how to solve problems. And this is in a very simplest way. And also we have robotics, and robotics is, like they say, the application of artificial intelligence in the real world, like automated cars, drones, and so on. But there's the thing, we also have humanoids, so you can just have Kim Kardashian doing this with the robotics. So all our technology is evolving, so we can do this. It is great, right? So let's move on. So a key insight for this is artificial intelligence encompass multiple things. So when we refer artificial intelligence, at least we should be aware that it has many different applications and many different things inside it. So it's not all the same. So please take this in consideration wherever you speak about artificial intelligence. So now we know as a domain, let's move on to the part of the attribute. So the first question when we think about artificial intelligence, I think another valid question is to ask, what is organic intelligence, right? So when you define one, at least you can have some cues to define another, right? So when I ask you about organic intelligence, what's your idea about this? How do you define intelligence, human or organic intelligence? Do you have any words, any ideas? I'm sorry, I'm so out of my cue. Any ideas? Please.
The capacity to make connections and solve problems.
Yeah, that's amazing. And more?
Creativity.
Creativity, that's wonderful. Do you have another word for that or any thought about this? So we have this definition from the European Commission which says that the systems designed by humans, this is important for them, so and the systems operate in both physical and digital dimensions, perceiving their environment through data acquisition and then decide the best action to take according to that ecosystem. So what this says is we have a perception of the ecosystems, we process those data, and then we act according to the ecosystem. And we also have a previous goal to achieve. So they have like this scheme, and of course, as you see, the environment is perceived by the sensors. It could be like cameras, keyboard, mouses, touchscreens, microphones, like sensors, and then we have a process of reasoning, and then we actuate in the environment. This is a possible presentation of how these machines works. So a key insight, it's not everything is an AI system, and even a coffee machine that sings you a good morning song and serves the coffee, it doesn't mean that it is intelligent. It has a lot of features that he has. So being the capacity of, or the attributes that you can say that a machine could be intelligent, they have to learn. That's a huge part of the process. So if you have like an object or an artifact with lots of features, it doesn't mean that it is intelligent. It's very complex, that mean, okay? So never forget this part. And let's save this and let's move to the other part. So now that we have these together, artificial intelligence and education, we go into the first part, which is the facts. So we have this expert group created to think about education and also artificial intelligence. And according to this expert group, we have these 4 headings of this connection. We have learning with AI, using AI to learn about learning, learning about AI, and preparing for AI. Those are the 4 domains where when we think about AI education, we should pay attention. Let's see the first one. Well, in this one, I think it's quite self-explanatory. So we use artificial intelligence systems in teaching practice, like Marta was presenting first. How can you use this? Use artificial intelligence for content recommendation systems, for staff recruitment, scandal planning, and all those support administrative applications. We also have using AI to learn about learning, and it's extremely important. And of course, we have a few notes on this topic about the AI Act that you should also pay attention. So the data collected by digital platforms supporting education is used to learn about how students learn, and it is a very important topic as well. And learning about AI, so you can use artificial intelligence to also understand literacy, and this is really important about this. And the last one, preparing for AI, and this is where we work with citizens and students and teachers and professors to prepare them for the potential impacts of the use of AI. So, but there's always a but, of course. All these activities that include artificial intelligence and education, they are all considered, according to this AI Act, an high risk applications. So there's few limitations of what we can or cannot do in the European space. And there's good things and also not so good things, like you already know. So we have this personalized learning, administrative efficiency, data insights, inclusivity, remote learning, but also underestimation of critical thinking, and it is really important, limited access to technology, privacy concerns, and also bias, like Marta said, and regulatory limitations, etc. Let's save this so I'm doing faster because I want to keep this space. You have time to talk about this, which is the stats. So we have this survey promoted for the same group that produced that document, that last document. And this survey was conducted in all the member states of the European Union. And it was really interesting to see the outcomes of it. So this is the structure of the survey. They ask about the policies and also the current practice of each member state. And the first thing to note is to the question, does your country have a general AI policy and or a strategy? Increasingly, 21 of the member states has a politics and a strategy for this. Only three had no policy for this, and 12 of the member states have a general AI policy in place and are also working on the development of it. So this is quite good news, I think. So moving on, they also observe the things about AI literacy, but stress the need for ongoing teacher training, and this is really important. That's why we're also here today. They also view some parts about the curricula that should encompass not only AI technology, but also the ethical, social, and societal dimensions, and also the question of learning with AI. Personalized learning is a common theme in national policies, often involving collaboration with private sector experts. So this is really interesting, and only 5 member states report that AI in education, including learning AI and so on that you already know, is regulated. So this is not so good news, but we are doing a path to going somewhere. So about the applications of these technologies, the most popular and widely used AI systems in education are implemented by the commercial sector. So in this topic, we also can think about actually, we are using software and tools that are developed not by a public institute. So we also have this question of having private companies producing software for the schools, and of course, data will flow in these two axes. Also, the applications of these tools are mostly in the upper secondary level and also in lower secondary level, and also the tasks more used, or where AI is most used, is in administrative activities, in learning, student monitoring, and also formative assessment. So, learning preparation, I think this is one question very interesting, which how is learning about AI addressed in school curricula? And 15 said in IT or computer science, 15 as well as part of other subjects like English, arts, or in extracurricular classes. So what about does the literature say, the academic literature said? We have this study, very recent, actually. I think it's from 2025, so early this year, that goes like across the scientific literature and brings you some answers for the questions. What is the effect of AI in education on student learning achievement? How does the effect of AI in education vary according to the field of education, the level of education, learning mode, intervention direction, and also the geographical distribution of students? How these vary according to these factors. And this study it presents you like a statistical measure for this, which is, of course, is a kind of boring, but at least you have like some numbers to support some evidence and some affirmations that we make. So the first thing to say, like, the overall effect of AI in learning is very large. This is the I will keep you apart from the statistical definition, but the interesting here is to understand that we have like a very large effect, overall effect of AI education in the learning process, and this is a positive effect. And if you go into the effect of AI education on learning achievement according to the field of education, as you see in ICT, information computer technology, and also in medicine and mathematics are huge. The effects on the way we learn with these tools are huge comparing to other fields, and also it varies across different levels of education. Elementary school and preparatory school has a huge effect, and also last one, according to the geographical distribution of learning, as you see in Africa, it also has a huge effect size when in terms of the impact of these tools in the learning process. Let's move on, keep the European playbook exactly what I want to be. So we have these two documents that assist us how to implement these tools into our classes. The first one is this document that talks about the requirements for a trustworthy AI. Human action and oversight is a must thing to consider. Also transparency, diversity, non-discrimination and fairness, and also social and environmental well-being, privacy, and data governance, and for institutional and for other guidance promoted by UNESCO, we have this also this document, but more focused on generative AI, which is the last part. So institutions must ensure that we accomplish the ethical principles, and of course provide training about Gen AI tools to the teachers, like I was saying before. Prompt engineering skills as another skill that must be in the curriculum, and also pay attention to this kind of idea of plagiarism detection in written work. So this is a very huge challenge as a professor, and also as a in the other part of the industry. Sometimes it's really difficult to address this question of copywriting, and also the idea of plagiarism, authorship. That's quite a huge topic to discuss, and probably during the afternoon we'll talking about this a little bit more. This is some examples. University of Aveiro has already produced like their own guidelines for the use of artificial intelligence in education. And if you are into the research field, we have this bonus document, which is living guidelines for the responsible use of generative AI in research. I would skip this part because we also have some ideas from Marta, but I want you to show these other examples of the collection of data analysis in real time. So, like we were saying before, we are collecting data from our students in real time, and this is one example that happens in China. In the European Union, this is not possible according to the AI Act, so this is one thing to keep in mind. And another application of this is the automatic recognition of students' emotions from facial expressions during the lecture, so it can adjust our teaching, our teaching activity during in real time. And let's save this, and I would like to give you some questions for sleepless nights, because it happens to me a lot. So how are we adapting the curriculum to prepare students for future professions shaped by AI? How can we ensure equitable access to AI tools in education for students from underserved regions or social economic backgrounds? And how can teachers and professors be effectively trained and supported to use AI as a transformative tool rather than just an automation ad? So I'll leave you with these questions, and probably, I don't know if we have time for a few questions. Yeah, okay. So if you want to keep in touch with me, we have this link tree, and also my email as well, okay? So if you have any ideas or any answers for these questions, please pop up with your ideas and thoughts. Please.
Just very quick, you told that only 5 states have this regulation of AI, and what states?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Sorry, you told us that only 5 European states have these regulations on IE.
Oh, I don't have that name of consumer, sorry, but I can bring you after.
Okay, thanks. Thank you.
This is just for your questions to be heard in the online translation also. So if you want to ask something, please, I will give you the mic. Or answer something.
Sorry, my English is not so good as others, so I will translate. So, on other hand, artificial intelligence makes a great boost for education. And as I see, the regulation norms here in European Union are quite strict. How do you think, will it be too hard to spread out the artificial intelligence knowledge and new maybe software? Because as I know some cases, the same one in America, here in Europe and in China, and less regulation norms are better for new knowledge. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, and probably I won't have an answer to give you, but I will have my thoughts and perspectives on this topic. So I think that this regulation, this kind of new, this AI Act is new, and it's really interesting because it established like 3 levels of risks of technology. So according to that level of risk, you have some things to consider, more or less, according to that level. Of course, education is a very, very important thing in our society. So I understand why you have so much things and so much requirements to apply these technologies into the classes and into this domain of our society. Probably what will happen is we will understand, we'll have more practice to introduce these technologies, people will be more aware, professors will be more aware, some case studies will pop up, some ideas, some new concepts, some new experiments, and then this will help us to better regulate these technologies. So I think like it is a co-creation process. Yeah, we have like some limitations at the beginning, then we're going to time by time rescheduling and updating that according to the reality of our schools. I think this is my perspective. So if you don't have any question, I'll pass the word to Daria. Thank you so much. We talk later.
Thank you very much, José. It was super cool to know